close your eyes for just a moment and let the weight of your body sink deeper into whatever surface holds you right now. Imagine, if you can, the softest Sunday morning you've ever known. The kind where the air feels thick with stillness, like the world itself has taken a slow, deep breath and decided to stay that way. Maybe it was a morning when you were very young, wrapped in a blanket that smelled of laundry soap and sunlight. Or perhaps it was a dream you had once, where time moved differently, softer, slower, like honey dripping from a spoon. There was no rush, no need to be anywhere else. Just the quiet hum of a house at rest, the distant murmur of voices in another room, the way the light slanted through the curtains in golden bars. That feeling of being exactly where you're meant to be, held in a moment that doesn't ask anything of you. That's the feeling we're going to carry with us now. Let that memory settle over you like a warm mist. Feel how it softens the edges of everything else. The thoughts that were circling in your mind begin to slow, like leaves drifting down from a tree in autumn. Each one lands gently, without sound, without urgency. And as they do, you notice something new. A scent, faint at first, but growing stronger. It's the smell of damp earth after rain, rich and deep, like the forest floor when the sun first touches it. But there's something else mixed in, something almost sweet, like the faintest trace of vanilla, or the memory of a bonfire's last embers. It's the scent of the root, cradle, though you don't know that yet. You only know that it feels familiar, like coming home after a long journey. The air around you begins to shift, just slightly. It's warmer now, carrying the faintest hint of humidity, like the inside of a greenhouse or the breath of a sleeping giant. And with that warmth comes a sound, or rather, the absence of sound. Not silence exactly, but a deep, resonant stillness, like the moment between waves when the ocean holds its breath. It's the kind of quiet that makes your own heartbeat feel louder, more present. And as you listen, you realize your breath is slowing to match it. In and out. In and out. Each exhale carries away a little more of the tension you didn't even know you were holding. Now, let your awareness drift downward, like a leaf settling onto water. Feel the surface beneath you, but not as it is now, hard or soft, familiar or strange. Instead, imagine it shifting, softening, becoming something else entirely. the fibers beneath you begin to yield, not like a mattress or a cushion, but like the embrace of something alive. They cradle you, adjusting to the shape of your body without pressure, without demand. It's as if the earth itself has opened its arms to hold you. And as you sink deeper, you notice the faintest glow beneath you. Not bright, not harsh, but soft and diffuse, like moonlight filtering through leaves. It's the bioluminescent moss of the root, cradle, pulsing gently with a rhythm that feels almost like breathing. Above you, the air shimmers with golden light. It's not the light of the sun, not exactly, but something older, softer. It filters through the canopy of the ancient tree like sunlight through stained glass, casting shifting patterns across your closed eyelids. And as you watch, tiny motes of pollen begin to drift downward. They fall so slowly, so gently, that it's almost as if they're not falling at all, but floating on an invisible current. Each one catches the light for just a moment, like a star winking out of existence. And with each one that lands on your skin, you feel a little more at ease, a little more connected to the world around you. Now, let your attention drift to the roots of the tree. They twist upward around you, not like the gnarled roots of a storm-battered oak, but like the gentle fingers of an old friend. They curve and weave to form a nest, a cradle, a place of perfect rest. And as you settle into them, you realize they're not just holding you, they're listening. Not with ears, but with something deeper, something older. They hum with a frequency so low you can't hear it, but you can feel it. It vibrates through the moss, through the roots, through the very air itself. 432 hertz. That frequency, 432 hertz, is the heartbeat of the root cradle. It's the sound of the earth breathing, of the tree growing, of the moss glowing. And as it moves through you, it begins to untangle the knots you didn't even know were there. The tension in your shoulders melts like wax near a flame. The weight in your chest lifts, like a stone rolling away from the mouth of a cave. Even the thoughts that were clinging to the edges of your mind begin to loosen their grip. They drift away, like clouds dissolving in a summer sky. Now, let your breath deepen just a little more. Inhale the warm, damp air of the root, cradle rich with the scent of loam and ozone. Exhale whatever no longer serves you, whatever thoughts, whatever worries, whatever remnants of the day you've been carrying. With each breath, you sink a little deeper into the cradle of roots. With each breath, the world outside grows a little more distant, a little less real. And with each breath, the root cradle feels a little more like home. The air here is thick with possibility. Not the kind of possibility that demands action, but the kind that invites stillness. It's the possibility of rest, of renewal, of being exactly as you are without needing to change a single thing. And as you settle into that possibility, you notice something new. The faintest sound, like the distant murmur of a stream, or the whisper of wind through leaves. It's not a sound you hear with your ears, but with your whole body. It's the sound of the root cradle singing to you in a language older than words. That song is made up of 1,000 tiny vibrations. The hum of the roots, the pulse of the moss, the slow creak of the tree as it sways in a wind you can't feel. And as you listen, you realize that song is weaving itself into your bones, into your breath, into the very rhythm of your heartbeat. It's syncing you up with the world around you, like a metronome setting the pace for a symphony. And with each passing moment, you feel more and more at home in this place, more and more at peace, more and more like yourself. Now, let your awareness expand outward, like ripples on a pond. Feel the edges of the root cradle, where the roots give way to the forest floor, where the moss fades into the earth. But even there, you're still held, still connected. The tree doesn't end at its roots. It stretches deep into the earth, intertwining with the roots of other trees, with the mycelium of fungi, with the slow, patient work of the soil. And in that way, you're connected to everything, to the forest, to the earth, to the sky above, to the ancient, unhurried rhythm of life itself. There's no need to think about any of this too deeply. No need to analyze, to understand, to make sense of it. The root cradle doesn't ask for your thoughts. It asks for your presence. And so, you let go of the need to do anything at all. You simply are. Here now, held in the warm, damp embrace of the tree. Held in the golden light, in the soft glow of the moss, in the slow, steady pulse of 432 hertz. And as you rest, something begins to shift, not in the world around you, but in the way you experience it. The boundaries between you and the root cradle begin to blur, just slightly. You're no longer just in the tree, you're part of it. part of the moss, part of the roots, part of the ancient, patient heartbeat that moves through it all. And in that moment, you realize that you've always been part of something larger, that you've always been held, even when you didn't know it. The pollen continues to drift downward, each mote catching the light for just a moment before landing softly on your skin. And with each one that touches you, you feel a little more connected, a little more at ease. The golden haze above you shifts and swirls like the surface of a slow, moving river. And as you watch, you realize that haze isn't just light, it's time. Time moving differently here, softer, slower, like the hands of a clock made of honey. And in that softness, you find permission to let go, to sink deeper, to rest longer, to be exactly where you are. Now let your breath slow even more. Inhale the warm, damp air, rich with the scent of earth and ozone. Exhale whatever no longer serves you, whatever thoughts, whatever tensions, whatever remnants of the day you've been carrying. With each breath, you sink a little deeper into the cradle of roots. With each breath, the world outside grows a little more distant, a little less real. And with each breath, the root cradle feels a little more like home. The roots around you begin to shift, just slightly. They adjust their grip, not to hold you tighter, but to hold you more perfectly. It's as if they know exactly where you need support, exactly where you need space. And in that perfect balance, you find a kind of rest you didn't even know was possible. A rest that doesn't just relax your body, but your mind, your heart, your soul. A rest that feels like coming home. The bioluminescent moss beneath you pulses gently, like the slow rise and fall of a chest. And as you watch, you realize it's not just the moss that's breathing, it's the tree itself. The roots, the bark, the leaves above, all moving in time with a rhythm older than humanity. And as you sink your breath to that rhythm, you feel something inside you shift. Something deep, something ancient, something that remembers what it's like to be held by the earth. Now, let your awareness drift upward toward the canopy of the tree. The branches above you are woven so tightly that they form a lattice, a living ceiling that filters the light into a golden haze. And as you watch, you notice tiny motes of pollen drifting downward, each one catching the light for just a moment before landing softly on your skin. They fall so slowly, so gently, that it's almost as if they're not falling at all, floating on an invisible current. And with each one that touches you, you feel a little more connected to the world around you, a little more at home in this place, a little more at peace. The air here is thick with the scent of loam and ozone, like the moment after a storm when the earth is still damp and the air is charged with possibility. And as you breathe it in, you feel something inside you begin to unwind. The knots in your shoulders, the tension in your jaw, the weight in your chest, all of it begins to soften, to melt, to dissolve. And as it does, you realize that the root cradle isn't just holding you, it's healing you. Not with medicine or magic, but with something deeper, something older, with a slow, steady pulse of 432 hertz. With the warm, damp embrace of the tree. Now, let your breath deepen just a little more. Inhale the rich, earthy air and feel it fill your lungs like a promise. Exhale whatever no longer serves you, whatever thoughts, whatever worries, whatever remnants of the day you've been carrying. With each breath, you sink a little deeper into the cradle of roots. With each breath, the world outside grows a little more distant, a little less real. And with each breath, the root cradle feels a little more like home. The roots around you continue to adjust, shifting just slightly to hold you more perfectly. They don't ask for anything in return, no effort, no struggle, no proof of worth. They simply hold you as you are, where you are. And in that holding, you find a kind of rest that doesn't just relax your body, but your mind, your heart, your soul. A rest that feels like coming home, like being exactly where you're meant to be. The golden haze above you shifts and swirls, like the surface of a slow, moving river. And as you watch, you realize that haze isn't just light, it's time. Time moving differently here, softer, slower, like the hands of a clock made of honey. And in that softness, you find permission to let go, to sink deeper, to rest longer, to be exactly where you are, to let the root cradle hold you, heal you, cradle you. Close your eyes now and let the anchor settle into your bones like the first deep breath after waking from a dream you can almost remember. The resonance hums just below hearing, a vibration that doesn't need ears to be felt, pulsing through the marrow of your spine, the quiet spaces between your ribs. And as it moves, something inside you softens, not like giving up, but like coming home to a place you've always known, but somehow forgot. You are standing in a corridor, but not the kind with hard floors and sharp corners. This hallway breathes. The walls are lined with memories, not as pictures or scenes, but as living sensations, warmth on your cheeks from a summer afternoon, the weight of a blanket tucked around your shoulders on a winter night, the sound of rain on a roof when you were safe inside. Each memory is a door, slightly ajar, glowing with a light that doesn't hurt your eyes, but instead pulls you forward like the tide. And the air here is thick with the scent of old books and fresh bread, of clean cotton and the faintest trace of rain on pavement. Your feet don't make a sound as you move, because you're not walking, you're being carried. The floor beneath you isn't wood or tile, but something softer, like moss after a rain, or the give of a well-worn path through a forest. With every step, you feel the texture shift, cool in some places, warm in others, as if the ground itself is alive and responding to your presence. And the farther you go, the more the corridor seems to stretch, not in length, but in depth, as if each memory is a layer you're sinking into rather than passing by. Then you see it, a door. Not like the others, not just another memory glowing softly in the dim. This one is different. It's made of something smooth and dark, like polished river stone, but warm to the touch, as if it's been waiting for you. And carved into its surface, in letters that seem to shift when you look at them, is your name. Not the name you were given, but the one you've always known deep down, the one that fits like a key turning in a lock you didn't realize was there. The handle is cool at first, but as your fingers curl around it, it begins to warm, as if it recognizes you. You don't pull or push, you simply lean into it, and the door opens inward without a sound, revealing not a room, but a space beyond space. The root cradle. The air spills out like a sigh, warm and damp, carrying the scent of loam and ozone, of earth after rain, and the faintest hint of something electric, like the air before a storm that never comes. And as you step through, the door vanishes behind you, not with a slam, but with the quiet certainty of a breath being released. You are standing, or perhaps floating, in the heart of the ancient tree, though standing doesn't quite describe it. The roots twist upward around you, forming a nest, a cradle, a space that seems to mold itself to into the shape of your body before you even move. The moss beneath you isn't just soft. It's alive in the way that only things that have grown slowly over centuries can be. Each fiber humming with a quiet energy that matches the resonance in your bones. And when you shift your weight, the moss responds, not with resistance, but with a gentle give, as if it's been waiting for you to arrive. The light here isn't bright, but it's enough, golden, filtered through layers of leaves and branches so dense they turn the world into a haze of warmth. It doesn't cast shadows because there's nothing here that needs to be hidden. Instead, the light pools in the hollows of your hands, in the curve of your collarbone, in the spaces between your fingers, as if it's happy to be held by you. And above you, the canopy isn't just a ceiling. It's a living thing, shifting and breathing. The branches moving just enough to let tiny motes of pollen drift downward like slow, falling stars. You don't hear the root cradle so much as feel it. There's no sound, not in the way you're used to, but there's a presence, a deep, rhythmic pulse that matches the beating of your own heart. It's the sound of roots growing, of sap rising, of time moving so slowly it feels like stillness. And the longer you stay, the more your body begins to remember what it's like to be held by something vast and patient. Something that doesn't ask for anything in return. Then you notice it, a warmth spreading through you, not from outside, but from within. It begins in your belly, like the first sip of tea on a cold morning, but richer, deeper, as if the warmth is coming from something older than you, something that has always been there. It's enzymatic, Cashin murmurs, though you don't hear the words so much as feel them vibrating in your chest. A slow, spreading heat that moves outward, not like fire, but like honey poured into water, dissolving into every part of you. The warmth reaches your fingertips first, not burning, but waking them up, as if they've been asleep and are only now remembering what it's like to feel. Then it moves to your shoulders, loosening knots you didn't know were there, melting them away like ice in sunlight. And as it spreads, you realize your skin isn't a boundary. It's a membrane, porous and alive, letting the warmth in and out at the same time. You're not separate from the root, cradle. You're part of it, and it's part of you. Then you see it, the object. Not lying on the moss, not placed there by anyone, but emerging from it, as if the root, cradle itself, has been holding it for you all along. It's small, no bigger than your palm, and at first, you're not sure what it is. A stone, a piece of wood, a fragment of something you can't name. But as you reach for it, your fingers know before your mind does. It's the thing you thought you'd lost. Not a physical object, not something you can hold in your hands and say, "This is mine," but something deeper. A feeling, a knowing, a part of yourself that you tucked away because the world told you it wasn't safe to keep it. And now it's here, resting in your palm, warm and solid and real. The weight of it is familiar, like a word you've been trying to remember for years, finally rising to the surface. You don't pick it up so much as let it settle into your hand. It's smooth, but not perfectly so. There are tiny ridges, like the grain of wood or the veins of a leaf. And when you run your thumb over them, they hum in response. Not a sound, but a vibration, a resonance that matches the anchor in your bones. And as you hold it, you realize it's not just an object. It's a key to a door you've been carrying with you all along. One you didn't even know was there. The warmth in your belly pulses, and for a moment, you think it might fade, but it doesn't. It grows stronger, spreading through your chest, your arms, your legs, until you're not just holding the object, you're holding yourself. Not the self you show the world, not the one that's been shaped by expectations and fears, but the one that's always been here, waiting. And the root cradle hums around you, not in words, but in a knowing, a deep, quiet certainty that this is where you belong. You don't need to do anything. You don't need to fix or change or prove. You only need to be here, in this moment, in this warmth, in this quiet. The moss cradles you, the roots hold you, the light bathes you, and the anchor hums through you, not as a command, but as a reminder. You are safe. You have always been safe. The object in your hand begins to glow, not with light, but with a warmth of its own, as if it's alive. It doesn't burn, it comforts, like the heat of a cat curled against your side, like the warmth of a fire on a winter's night. And as it glows, you feel something inside you shift, not with effort, but with ease, as if a door that was always slightly ajar has finally swung wide open. You don't need to step through it. You're already there. The root cradle breathes around you, slow and deep, and you realize you're breathing with it. In Each breath is a wave, carrying you deeper, not into sleep, but into a kind of waking stillness, where time doesn't move so much as unfold. And the longer you stay, the more the boundaries between you and the cradle begin to blur, not in a way that erases you, but in a way that reminds you that you were never separate to begin with. The warmth in your belly is a constant now, a steady pulse that matches the rhythm of your breath. It's not something you control. It's something you're part of, like the tide, like the turning of the seasons, like the slow growth of roots beneath the earth. And the object in your hand has become part of you, not as a possession, but as a reminder, a touchstone, a way to return to this feeling whenever you need to. You don't need to hold onto it. It's already holding onto you. Cashin's voice is a whisper, though you can't tell if it's coming from outside or inside. You have always carried this with you, he says, and the words don't just reach your ears. They settle into your bones, into the spaces between your ribs, into the quiet center of your chest. This safety, this warmth, this knowing, it was never lost. It was only waiting for you to remember. The root cradle hums in agreement, and the sound isn't just around you. It's within you, vibrating in your cells, in the marrow of your bones, in the quiet spaces between your thoughts. You don't need to understand it. You only need to let it be. And as you do, the warmth spreads further, not just through your body, but through your mind, your heart, your spirit, until there's no part of you that isn't touched by it. You don't need to stay here forever. You don't need to cling to this moment. The root cradle isn't going anywhere. It's always been here, and it always will be, a quiet, patient presence at the center of your being. And the next time you need to remember, all you have to do is breathe. The light above you shifts, not fading, but softening, as if the golden haze is settling into your skin. The moss beneath you molds itself to your body, not holding you down, but holding you up, as if it knows you're ready to return. And the warmth in your belly pulses one last time, not as a goodbye, but as a promise. You are safe. You have always been safe. And you will always carry this with you. Now let the anchor settle deeper. Let the resonance hum through you, not as something outside, but as something that has always been yours. And as you drift, know that the root cradle is still here, still holding you, still waiting. You don't need to do anything. You only need to let go. In, out, in. And with each breath, you sink deeper, not into sleep, but into a kind of waking stillness, where time doesn't move so much as unfold around you. The warmth is a constant now, a steady pulse that matches the rhythm of your breath, the beat of your heart, the quiet hum of the root, cradle. And the longer you stay, the more you realize that this isn't a place you visit. It's a place you've always been. The object in your hand is gone now, not because it's left you, but because it's become part of you. It's in the way your fingers curl, in the way your breath deepens, in the way your body remembers what it's like to be held. And the root cradle hums around you, not in words, but in a knowing, a deep, quiet certainty that you are exactly where you need to be. You don't need to hold onto this moment. It's already holding onto you. Cashin's voice is a whisper, softer now, as if it's coming from the very center of your chest. You are safe. You have always been safe. And you will always carry this with you. And as the words settle into your bones, you realize they're not just words. They are a truth, a knowing, a deep, quiet certainty that has always been there, waiting for you to remember. The light above you softens further, not fading, but becoming part of you, like the golden haze is settling into your skin, your bones, your breath. The moss beneath you molds itself to your body, not holding you down, but holding you up, as if it knows you're ready. And the warmth in your belly pulses one last time, not as a goodbye, but as a promise. You are safe. You have always been safe. And you will always carry this with you. Now let the anchor settle deeper. Let the resonance hum through you, not as something outside, but as something that has always been yours. And as you drift, know that the root cradle is still here, still holding you, still waiting. Udon, you are already here, already settled, already breathing in the quiet hum of this moment that stretches like warm honey across the edges of time. The air around you is thick with the scent of salt and something older, something like the memory of sunlight on stone, a scent that has no name but lives in the back of your throat like a promise. Your body is not moving, yet you feel the subtle shift of weight in your bones, the way your hips settle deeper into the earth beneath you, as if the ground itself is rising to meet you, soft and yielding. The fabric of your clothing brushes against your skin, not rough, not smooth, but somewhere in between, like the touch of a breeze that has traveled too far to remember where it began. And beneath that, deeper still, you notice the quiet pulse of your own heartbeat, not as a sound, but as a sensation, a gentle throb in the center of your chest, like the slow, steady rhythm of waves against a distant shore. The light here is not bright, not dim, but a soft golden haze that seems to come from everywhere and nowhere at once. It doesn't cast shadows, not in the way you're used to, but instead wraps around you like a blanket, warm and heavy, pressing just enough to remind you that you are held. Your eyes drift closed, not because you command them to, but because the weight of this moment pulls them shut, as if the lids themselves are made of lead, sinking under the sheer comfort of stillness. And as they close, the world doesn't disappear. It expands, unfolding behind your eyelids like a vast, quiet landscape, where every breath is a step deeper into the unknown. The air you inhale is cool, but not cold, carrying with it the faintest trace of something sweet, like the first sip of water after a long, thirsty day. Now, in this space between thoughts, you become aware of the sound, or rather, the absence of sound. There are no birds, no wind, no distant voices, only the quiet hum of your own body, the whisper of blood moving through veins, the soft rustle of fabric against skin. And beneath that, deeper still, a vibration, not a sound, but a feeling, a low, steady thrum that seems to come from the earth itself, rising up through the soles of your feet, traveling up your legs, settling in your belly like a cat curling into sleep. This is the frequency of healing, not a song, not a melody, but a presence, a slow, steady pulse that matches the rhythm of your own breath, as if the world is breathing with you. You don't have to understand it, not yet, not ever. You only have to let it move through you, like water through a riverbed, smoothing the edges, wearing away the rough places. Your hands rest in your lap, palms open, fingers slightly curled, as if waiting for something they already know is coming. The skin of your palms is warm, not from the air, but from the heat of your own body, rising up from within like the first light of dawn. And as you focus on that warmth, you notice how it spreads, not just across your hands, but up your arms, into your shoulders, down your back, as if your entire body is becoming a vessel for this slow, steady heat. It doesn't burn, not even a little. It soothes, like the touch of a hand that that knows exactly where you ache, pressing just enough to ease the tension without demanding anything in return. And with each breath, that warmth grows deeper, sinking into your muscles, your bones, your very cells, as if every part of you is remembering what it feels like to be held, to be safe, to be exactly where you are meant to be. Now, in this stillness, you become aware of the space around you, not as walls or boundaries, but as a vast, open expanse, like the sky at dusk, when the light is soft and the stars are just beginning to appear. There is no ceiling, no floor, no edges to this place, only the sense of endless possibility, as if you could step forward and find yourself somewhere new, or stay exactly where you are and let the world come to you. And in this space, you notice something else, a presence, not a person, not a shape, but a feeling, like the warmth of a fire at your back, or the quiet certainty that someone is watching over you. This is Nola Vale, though you don't need to name her. Not yet. She is simply here, a gentle pressure at the edges of your awareness, like the brush of a hand against your shoulder, a reminder that you are not alone. She doesn't speak, not in words, but in sensations, in the way the air around you grows warmer, in the way your breath deepens without effort, in the way your body relaxes just a little more, as if every muscle is remembering how to let go. Your breath slows, not because you force it, but because the rhythm of this place pulls you deeper, like the tide pulling the ocean back to itself. Each inhale is a slow, steady draw, like pulling honey through a straw, thick and sweet and effortless. And each exhale is a release, not just of air, but of something older, something you've been carrying without even knowing it, like a stone in your pocket that you've grown so used to you no longer notice its weight. With each breath, that weight lifts, not all at once, but little by little, like the way fog burns off in the morning sun, slow and steady, until what was once heavy is now light, what was once solid is now air. And as it lifts, you feel something else taking its place, a quiet certainty, a deep knowing that you are exactly where you need to be, that you are held, that you are safe. The vibration beneath you grows stronger, not louder, but deeper, like the hum of a tuning fork that has been struck and is now singing through your bones. It is not a sound you hear with your ears, but a sensation you feel in your chest, in your belly, in the very center of your being, as if your body is becoming a part of this frequency, resonating with it, matching its rhythm. And as you resonate, you notice something shifting inside you, not a change, but a return, like a river finding its way back to the sea, like a bird remembering how to fly. This is the healing frequency, not a force, not a demand, but an invitation, a gentle pull towards something deeper, something truer, something that has always been waiting for you. You don't have to do anything, not yet. You only have to let it move through you, like light through a window, like water through a sieve, like breath through lungs. Your mind is quiet now, not empty, but still, like a pond on a windless day, where the surface is so smooth you can see the sky reflected in it. There are no thoughts racing, no worries tugging at the edges of your awareness, only the quiet hum of this moment, the slow, steady rhythm of your breath, the warmth of the air against your skin. And in this stillness, you notice something else, a memory, not of an event, but of a feeling, a deep, quiet knowing that you have been here before, that this place is familiar, that you are returning to something you never truly left. It is not a memory of the past, not in the way you usually think of memories, but a memory of the present, a remembering of what it feels like to be exactly where you are, to be exactly who you are. And as you remember, you feel something inside you soften, like a knot unraveling, like a door swinging open, like a flower turning toward the sun. The warmth in your hands spreads further now, not just up your arms, but into your chest, your belly, your legs, as if your entire body is becoming a vessel for this slow, steady heat. It doesn't burn, not even a little. It soothes, like the touch of a hand that knows exactly where you ache, pressing just enough to ease the tension, without demanding anything in return. And as it spreads, you notice something else. Release, not just of tension, but of something older, something you've been holding onto without even knowing it, like a breath you've been afraid to let go. This is the resistance you've been carrying, the subtle habit of clinging, of holding on, of believing that you need to be guided, that you need to be led, that you need to do something, anything, to earn this moment. But now, in this stillness, you realize that you don't have to do anything at all. You only have to let go, to release, to allow this moment to hold you, just as you are. Your breath deepens, not because you command it, but because the rhythm of this place pulls you deeper, like the tide pulling the ocean back to itself. Each inhale is a slow, steady draw, like pulling honey through a straw, thick and sweet and effortless. And each exhale is a release, not just of air, but of something older, something you've been carrying without even knowing it, like a stone in your pocket that you've grown so used to you no longer notice its weight. With each breath, that weight lifts, not all at once, but little by little, like the way fog burns off in the morning sun, slow and steady, until what was once heavy is now light, what was once solid is now air. And as it lifts, you feel something else taking its place, a quiet certainty, a deep knowing that you are exactly where you need to be, that you are held, that you are safe. The warmth in your hands spreads further now, not just up your arms, but into your chest, your belly, your legs, as if your entire body is becoming a vessel for this slow, steady heat. It doesn't burn, not even a little. It soothes, like the touch of a hand that knows exactly where you ache, pressing just enough to ease the tension without demanding anything in return. And as it spreads, you notice something else, and now, as the words begin to soften around you, like the edges of a dream dissolving into morning light. You can feel the warmth of this moment settling deeper, deeper into every part of you. The resonance that has been guiding you, holding you, cradling you in its gentle hum. It doesn't need the words anymore. It knows its way. It knows your way. And just as the ocean doesn't ask the shore to remember each wave, your body doesn't need to remember each word to keep this peace. The healing continues, quietly, effortlessly, like the steady rhythm of your breath when you're not even thinking about it. The images that have been floating through your mind, the soft colors, the gentle shapes, they're fading now, not because they're gone, but because they've done their work. They've left their imprint, a quiet knowing, a deep comfort, a sense of being exactly where you need to be. You don't need to hold onto anything now. Not the words, not the feelings, not even the thought of letting go. Everything is exactly as it should be. The resonance is still here, still working, still weaving its quiet magic through every cell, every thought, every quiet corner of your being. And it will continue long after these words have faded. Because this isn't something you have to do. This is something that simply is. Think of how a tree doesn't struggle to grow. It simply reaches toward the light, day after day, season after season. And in the same way, your body knows how to heal. Your mind knows how to rest. Your heart knows how to find its way back to peace. All you have to do is let it. The space between these words is just as important as the words themselves. The silence is where the real work happens, where your mind can drift, where your thoughts can settle, where everything can find its natural rhythm again. And in this silence, you are safe. In this silence, you are held. In this silence, you are exactly where you need to be. You might notice how your breath has slowed, how your body feels heavier, more relaxed, more at home in itself. This is your natural state, the state you return to when you stop trying, when you stop doing, when you simply allow. And the beautiful thing is, this state is always here, waiting for you, welcoming you whenever you need it. There's no need to remember how you got here. No need to think about what comes next. The resonance has taken care of everything, and it will continue to take care of everything long after these words have faded into the quiet. Because this peace isn't something you have to create. It's something you simply return to. Like coming home after a long journey. Imagine for a moment that you're lying on soft grass under a vast sky. The sun is warm on your skin. The breeze is gentle, and you don't have to do anything at all. You don't have to think. You don't have to move. You don't even have to stay awake. You can simply let go and let the earth hold you. This is how it feels now. Like the earth is holding you, like the sky is cradling you, like everything is exactly as it should be. The words are slowing now, fading into the background like distant music. And that's perfectly okay, because the resonance doesn't need words to keep working. It's like the hum of a lullaby. Even when the singing stops, the comfort remains. And in the same way, even when these words fade, the peace will stay with you, growing deeper, settling further, becoming a part of you. You might notice how your mind is quieter now, how the thoughts that were there before have softened, like clouds drifting apart to reveal the blue sky beneath. And that sky, that quiet space, that's always been there, waiting for you to notice it, waiting for you to rest in it. And now you can. There's no rush to return. No need to open your eyes. No need to move. No need to do anything at all. The resonance is still here, still working, still guiding you deeper into this state of perfect rest. And it will continue to do so for as long as you need. Because this isn't something that ends when the words do. This is something that simply is. Think of how a seed doesn't struggle to grow. It simply absorbs the water, the sunlight, the nutrients, and trusts that it will become what it's meant to be. And in the same way, you can trust your body to know what to do with this piece. You can trust your mind to find its way back to quiet. You can trust your heart to remember how to rest. All you have to do is let it happen. The images in your mind are fading now, like stars disappearing into the dawn. But they are not gone. They've simply done their work. They've guided you here, to this place of deep rest, of perfect peace. And now you can let them go, because you don't need them anymore. You might feel a gentle heaviness in your limbs, a soft warmth spreading through your body, a quiet hum of contentment in your chest. This is your body relaxing into the resonance, letting go of everything that isn't needed, and simply being. And it feels so good. There's no need to think about what comes next. No need to plan. No need to prepare. No need to do anything at all. The resonance has taken care of everything, and it will continue to take care of everything long after these words have faded. Because this peace isn't something you have to create. It's something you simply return to. Imagine you're floating on a calm lake. The water is warm, the air is still, and you don't have to do anything at all. You don't have to swim. You don't have to stay afloat. You don't even have to keep your eyes open. You can simply let the water hold you. Let the stillness cradle you. Let the peace surround you. This is how it feels now. The words are becoming softer now, more distant, like echoes in a quiet room. And that's perfectly okay. 500 ms. 500 ms, because the resonance doesn't need words to keep working. It's like the quiet hum of a mother's lullaby. Even when the singing stops, the comfort remains. And in the same way, even when these words fade, the peace will stay with you. You might notice how your breath has deepened, how your body feels more relaxed, more at ease, more at home in itself. This is your natural state, the state you return to when you stop trying, when you stop doing, when you simply allow. And it feels so good to be here. There's no need to hold onto anything now. Not the words, not the feelings, not even the thought of letting go. Everything is exactly as it should be. resonance is still here, still working, still weaving its quiet magic through every part of you. And it will continue long after these words have faded. Think of how a cat curls up in a sunbeam. It doesn't think about relaxing. It doesn't try to let go. It simply is. And in that being, there is perfect peace, perfect contentment, perfect rest. This is how it is for you now. The images in your mind are softening now, fading into a gentle haze. But they are not gone. They've simply done their work. They've guided you here, to this place of deep rest, of perfect peace. And now you can let them go, because you don't need them anymore. You might feel a gentle pull towards sleep, a soft heaviness in your eyelids, a quiet warmth spreading through your body. This is your body knowing what it needs, knowing how to rest, how to heal, how to simply be. And it feels so good to let it. There's no need to fight this feeling. No need to stay awake. No need to do anything at all. The resonance is still here, still working, still guiding you deeper into this state of perfect rest. And it will continue to do so for as long as you need. Because this isn't something that ends when the words do. This is something that simply is. Imagine you're lying in a field of soft grass. The sun is warm on your skin. The breeze is gentle, and you don't have to do anything at all. You don't have to think. You don't have to move. You don't even have to stay awake. You can simply let go and let the earth hold you. Let the sky cradle you. Let the peace surround you. This is how it feels now. The words are fading now, becoming softer, more distant. And that's perfectly okay. Because the resonance doesn't need words to keep working. It's like the quiet hum of a lullaby. Even when the singing stops, the comfort remains. And in the same way, even when these words fade, the peace will stay with you. There's no rush to return. No need to open your eyes. No need to move. No need to do anything at all. The resonance is still here, still working, still guiding you deeper into this state of perfect rest. And it will continue to do so for as long as you need. Because this peace is always here, waiting for you, welcoming you whenever you need it. Think of how a river doesn't struggle to flow. It simply moves with the land, following its natural path, trusting the journey. And in the same way, you can trust your body to to know what to do with this peace. You can trust your mind to find its way back to quiet. You can trust your heart to remember how to rest. All you have to do is let it happen. Imagine you're floating on a calm lake. The water is warm, the air is still, and you don't have to do anything at all. You don't have to swim. You don't have to stay afloat. You don't even have to keep your eyes open. You can simply let the water hold you. Let the stillness cradle you. Let the peace surround you. This is how it feels now. The words are becoming softer now, more distant, like echoes in a quiet room. And that's perfectly okay. 1. Drift softly. The quiet remembers you.